Hello everyone, Sunset2 and welcome to another comparisons related video. This time we'll be covering a few more dimensions and biomes, but I'll also be covering some world types as well. Unlike the last video, I'll be covering a lot more sort of well-known ones compared to a few sort of lesser known or I guess just other types. So yeah, obviously we've got the following here in 1710. Start off with extra biomes. So extra biomes obviously adds more biomes, tons of flowers, woods, saplings, doors, fences, and so on for your building. More interesting types of world gen and exploration and such. So obviously we've got redwood over there, got a green hills over here with a bunch of, I'm assuming these are cherry or sakura trees, yep. Among a bunch of other things. And you can get an idea here of obviously a bunch of woods, hills, savannas, shrubland, forests, swamps, and so on. Next, but on the dimension side of things, we have DivineRPG, which obviously adds a ton of dimensions with ores that you use to go between each dimension, whether it be the overworld, the nether, the end, or then some of the other ones added by the mod, to then progress, defeat mobs, defeat bosses, find loot, and so on. Some with specific structures and such, and then you use certain aspects from these ores to then go to each dimension, making the portal frames, other weapons, and so on. Obviously you can tell there's a bunch of tools that have different efficiency, different durability uses, different attack damages. They all sort of range based on what materials or what dimension you're up to, as well as additional abilities depending. Like the armor, for example, will have some damage reductions, melee specific perks, it's a full set, the ability to swim underwater, potion resistance, and other additional things. There's obviously ranged and melee related stuff, so some of them obviously you can shoot projectiles, or just obviously, that was a shovel obviously, use a very interesting type of multi-bladed sword obviously. So just go into a dimension here, just real quick, because I couldn't remember how to make the portals, because it's been a while since I've used the mod. But obviously you've got an island-based one here. Let's see what it can generate. So if I don't crash. If we go with something else, which I can't remember if there's some that are in the nether or otherwise, but there is a good mix of things, from islands to obviously more cold biomes, more forest biomes, dimensions and such, dungeons, and a bunch more. If we go out real quick, go to a world type from FrostCraft, which obviously is an endless winter. Now, while this isn't necessarily a biome or dimension mod, the world type I thought I'd cover just because it's kind of interesting with an endless winter. Some icicles you can use for weapons and other things. You got your tools, some machines, a dungeon of sorts, and obviously, like I said, you've got the icicles you can use for your tools and things. And you've got a frost gun and otherwise. onto a few others. Okay, moving from 1.7 to 1.14 and Fabric, we've got Nether Things, which obviously adds a bunch of nether-related things from tools, food, ores, mushrooms, and other stuff, as well as using certain other blocks for biomes. So we've got magmatic soils here. If we go all the way over to here, you can see a bunch of ores, you can see some mushrooms, as well as some giant ones here. So we've got a glowshrooms forest, some basalt, got some red cactus or nether cactus, like so. If we go outside of the nether though, we have a few biome mods, as you can see. So we've got the Biome Overhaul, which is pretty much just vanilla related blocks, but then changed in a way for biomes to be more interesting. I'm trying to find it. Might not put it here, but either way. Go with the classic version. So you've got some tropical islands, marshes, rainforests, groves, flower fields, oases, or oasi, I don't know, rainforests, cliffs, and so on. And then when you get to other areas, or try other biomes, mods, you've got certain others like Terrestria, which add a lot more of your typical blocks and biomes. So your woods, your flowers, saplings, stones, and otherwise. And it has Volcanic Island, rainforests, caldera, Sakura Forest, which you obviously have shown, and a bunch of others. If we go to Traverse, which is sort of an in-between of adding additional stuff, but not as many woods, but a bunch more green biomes, hilly things, hilly areas, and so on. As you can see here, with only a few woods, and I'll just sort of teleport to another biome from said mod, if I can get that going. I'm just going to say something like a lush swamp, for example. You can see obviously the combination of certain common trees. More of the other ones, like these, will obviously be in other types of forests, like an autumnal woods, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Onto some others though. Okay, switching to Forge and 1.14, we have underground biomes, Biomes O Plenty, and wild nature, I'm pretty sure. So, underground biomes, obviously changing it so that you've got ores that fit the specific stones added, and obviously changes the underground with things like red granite, gravel, basalt, bunch of others, quartzite, migmatite. You can use those obviously for particular benefits. We also have wild nature. I'll just go to one of the biomes real quick, which obviously adds a bunch of different biomes like rainforests, mountains, marshes, and a fair amount of mobs, some other logic specific stuff, tons of woods, doors, fences, leaves, stone. As you can see there. So we're in a Christmas dream currently, a bunch of interesting trees. And we'll just get the Biomes O Plenty. Okay, as my game's kinda not wanting to do Biomes O Plenty stuff, it's wanting to do more wild nature, even though I use the world type for it. You've got your groves, pastures, bayous, woods, and other stuff, as well as nether additions. But, yeah, that's about it. I might cover some others in maybe a part 3, who knows. But thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.